Well, Ipswich Town fans, it doesn't get a lot better than that, does it? 2 goals, 3 points, and another really strong performance at Portman Road, somewhere that is very quickly becoming a fortress. I think the stats are now something like unbeaten in 10. We've only conceded 4 in that time. It's a growing defence. We're getting stronger and stronger every game. And tonight's 2-0 victory over Bristol City was another example of that. We'll try and break it down a little bit, but before we do, please do press subscribe to the channel if you're new. Let me know in the comment section who your man of the match was tonight, and also leave a like on the video. But we'll start by talking about the goals, both of them from Jack Clarke, in for Jaden Philogene, who has now been confirmed will be out for a few weeks. That's due to some sort of knee injury, obviously sustained in the game against Blackburn at the weekend. But in his absence, Jack Clarke did very well and almost scored the Jaden Philogene goal that we've come to know this season, cutting across his man and putting it across the goalkeeper. That happened very early on in the game and set the tone that would go on to be a very comfortable game for Ipswich Town. And not a lot happened for the rest of that first half, in all honesty. Second half, we came out, created a few chances, but it was Jack Clarke again on the end of an Ivan Azon cutback, and he doubled the lead. He probably would have wanted his hat-trick, but we're not complaining at all because a Jack Clarke brace gives Ipswich Town another 3 points tonight. The main talking points for me really are the defence, because we talked so much earlier in the season about the fact how that defence kept changing. We kept leaking silly goals, but our defence in the last few weeks has been nothing short of exceptional. The captain, Dara O'Shea, deserves an enormous amount of credit. There was questions about his leadership, and rightly so, earlier on in the season. But alongside Cedric Kipre, he's really settled that back four. I think Christian Walton has done terrifically well since coming in for Alex Palmer. I think Palmer and Walton are like for like in most senses, but you can't look past the fact that since Walton has come into the team, we've looked so much more settled at the back. And, you know, Leif Davis is very dependable at left back. And whilst Darnell Furlong might not offer too much going forward, he is a very solid championship defender and not a lot goes past him. So that back four deserves an enormous amount of credit. And I just think the longer they play together, the stronger they're going to be. And if we do end up in the Premier League, come what may, then, you know, that back four isn't necessarily somewhere that I would look as a major priority, because I think they're really strong. And Jacob Greaves, obviously, as cover for Cedric Kipre as well, is a very good option. And he'll probably be thinking to himself that he's got a tough job to get back into the team. And, you know, he's a very good player. So the fact that he's being out of the team, being kept out of it, is a testament to how well that Kipre and Dara O'Shea are doing together. I think we also need to talk about Ivan Azon tonight. He's a player that has come under a lot of criticism throughout the season. His loan spell from Como hasn't gone amazingly well. He's only got a couple of goals. He hasn't played amazingly on any occasion this season, but I'd say tonight was his best night in an Ipswich Town shirt. I feel like he led the side really well. That attacking line, he was getting in behind. He was a handful. He obviously got the assist for Jack Clarke's goal. And I just think it was the Spaniard's best game tonight. And he came off to a really good reception. People were chanting his name, doing the old Pablo Cunyago chant for him. And yeah, I think he'll be very happy with his performance. And it shows that I think he is a striker that is somebody that's good enough to be there as a backup. I think obviously we have spoken a lot about the fact that we probably do need another number 9. We need somebody that's going to be starting week in, week out, challenging Hurst. That probably isn't Azon, but we've depended on him tonight and he's done a very good job. I think it's really interesting as well, the fact with Ipswich at the minute is I think we're winning games without really getting out of second gear. We looked very comfortable tonight against a team in Bristol City who throughout the season have given teams like Coventry really hard games, and Bristol City are up there themselves. They've won some really big games this year and they've had some really good performances. And you look at a few months ago, I think it was September, we played them at Ashton Gate, and we've developed so much since then because we drew that game, but it was an uninspiring performance at Ashton Gate and Bristol City probably looked the better team that night. But they've come to Portman Road tonight and they've been completely stifled. We didn't give them anything, and it just shows the progress that we've made as a team. And I know we spoke a lot at the start of the season about this squad eventually gelling together, and it feels like they've completely gelled now, and I just think there's going to be even more to come. And we saw that we got out of second gear in both of the games against Coventry, and that was an example of what we can do against a really top side. And I just wonder what we would do against sides lesser than Coventry if we were to get out the second gear and really kick on, because, you know, nights like tonight just show that we are very, very good at this level and very comfortable at this level at the minute. And even the cover that we had coming off the bench, although they didn't make a massive impact tonight, when we've dominated a game and you look at the likes of Sammy Schmolix and George Hurst coming off the bench, I think that just shows how strong we are overall. It would be wrong to not talk about Sam Morsey's return to Portman Road. It didn't play a massive part tonight, nowhere near as big of a part as I thought it would. I thought it would dominate proceedings, really. I thought there would be a big reception at the start of the game, but there wasn't really. He got a nice reception, Sam Morsey, when he warmed up in front of the West Stand and approaching the North Stand. Big round of applause. People started singing his name. It was nice to see him get that moment. A big round of applause at the end. And I think that was right, because he is somebody that obviously made such a massive impact at Ipswich Town. 2 promotions whilst he was captain. He was instrumental in that. He played terrifically in those couple of seasons, and it would be wrong not to acknowledge that. But Ipswich Town did a very professional job and kept him quiet when he came on, because he didn't start the game, but he did come on early in the first half. That was due to an injury to one of the Bristol City midfielders. So look, to keep Sam Morsey quiet is a big testament to Jens Kajus and Hazel Matasiwa tonight. Obviously Jack Taylor, when he came on. Jens Kajus is a name that I want to mention as well, because he was heavily involved with the opening goal for Jack Clarke. The Swede has been criticised this season by myself on the basis that he hasn't had a lot of end product, but the last couple of games he's really shown that he can turn that flair into big passes, and like the one against Blackburn the other day was almost an assist for an assist when he put Burns through, who then crossed the ball into Schmolix. But tonight he'll get the assist for Jack Clarke's opener, and hopefully those numbers keep on growing, because he is really starting to grow, and you can see him growing in confidence, and he's finally going to get the statistics that he probably deserves. And that's really healthy competition there between Jack Taylor and Jens Kajus. 2 players that have both done so well this season. I think Jack Taylor has been exceptional this season, and probably against the odds, because I've said many times before, I thought he would probably be heading for the exit door in January. But, you know, since that West Brom game where he came in, I think it must have been October, he's just been absolutely exceptional. And this squad just continues to grow. The defence is exceptional, the midfield is exceptional. The attack, there's probably still a bit of work to do there, but it is growing. And, you know, I'm just very happy to see this squad continue to grow in form. And we go to Sheffield United on Saturday. That'll be another big game for us, another big test. Coventry have unfortunately won tonight against Millwall. Haji Wright got the winner there. Obviously a very good player at this level. It's still 8 points, but we do have that game in hand. The pressure is very much on Coventry. If we can win our game in hand in a couple of weeks against Portsmouth, cut that gap down to 5, and, you know, sort of prey on a Coventry slip up and Town to keep picking up points over the next couple of weeks before we reach that rearranged game at Portsmouth, we could be in a really, really healthy position. But as far as nights like tonight go, then, you know, they're only going to carry us forward to success at the end of the season. So long may that continue. That's all really for this game. I don't have too much more to say on it. Very happy with the performance. Tell me what you made of it down in the comment section. Otherwise, we'll chat soon about the transfer window, any rumours that are coming up over the next couple of days. But thank you very much for watching. Leave a comment to tell me what you thought of the game, and keep on keeping on.